So, I just had a thought earlier. In Texas, anyway, this whole mask mandate nonsense has been lifted, at least at the level of state government, right? So, it's kind of interesting to see the attitude that some businesses take toward that. It shouldn't be surprising that corporations love fascism, aka corporatism. Big surprise, right? But I just want you to think about this because I am definitely more on the libertarian side, and libertarians tend to defend freedom for businesses. But I think you're a libertarian if your defense of freedom for business owners and entrepreneurs does not conflict with your um, support for individual freedom. If it does, then I think you might be crossing over from sort of a libertarian or anarcho capitalist to a corporatist or fascist. And it's strange how the line there can be blurred. And that is making me kind of rethink some of my positions um, related to libertarianism and anarcho capitalism. So, I mean, just for example, so the government, the state, has lifted this mask mandate, right? So the government is no longer forcing you to cover your face with a rag. But corporations interpret that as the government granting freedom to the corporations, to the business owners, to decide whether or not they will continue or discontinue the mask mandate. I interpret that as the government saying individuals are now free to choose whether or not they decide to comply with CDC guidelines, which recommend that you wear a mask and social distance and all that kind of stuff. So, right now, I'm in Texas. I'm a native Texan. And I've gone into a few businesses. Most of them are smart enough to not fuck with you. If you walk in, like some of them will say, "Do you have a mask?" I'll just say, like, "No, that shit's over. Fuck off." You know? Depending on how I feel, how they approach me, I might say it more or less politely. But basically, it's like, look, the state has said I no longer have to wear a mask. I have the freedom to choose to wear one or not to choose to wear one, right? And if you want to try to say I have to cover my face with a rag, you can risk losing my business. Do you want to lose my business or do you want my money? That's up to you to decide. But it's just interesting. Like I said, our freedoms, our rights for corporations, or are they for individuals, right? So I understand about all this libertarian nonsense, but if we're going to say yes, a corporation has the right to tell you that, to shop at Target or whatever, Starbucks, you have to cover your face with a rag. Well, what if a Muslim owned business said, okay, yeah, in the United States there is no Sharia law, but we are a private company. So within our department store or restaurant or whatever, because we are a Muslim owned business, women must wear burqas. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with private Muslim owned businesses requiring women to wear burqas? If so, I don't see how you are a libertarian. I don't see how you are standing up for individual rights. Now, in principle, how is that any different from these private owned businesses requiring people to wear face masks? What is the fucking difference? Some people are going to say that, oh, okay, well, if a Muslim owned business did require their customers, their female customers, to wear a burqa, then let's let the free market decide, right? So if people are unwilling to wear burqas to shop at their store or eat at their restaurant or whatever, they can go somewhere else. Yeah, but shouldn't you be free to shop wherever you want, eat wherever you want, without being forced to wear a fucking burqa? I'm just saying you should be able to go wherever the fuck you want as a citizen of the United States of America without being forced by some private fucking fascist tyranny, some corporation, to cover your goddamn face with a fucking rag. So yeah, I probably part ways with a lot of libertarians on this. Um, I think it's important to have a law of the land. I don't believe in private unelected tyrannies creating their own fucking laws, enforcing free citizens, free individuals to follow these laws, right? So it's like, then it's almost like there's pockets of tyranny within this supposedly free land. That's the implication of, libertarianism and anarcho-capitalism, at least, interpreted a certain way. That is certainly not the version of libertarianism or anarcho-capitalism that I would support. So maybe we do need a limited form of government in order to ensure rights for individuals. We need a Bill of Rights. We have one. It's just being burned and used as toilet paper at the moment. I mean, you think about it too with freedom of speech, right? Like in the Constitution, we are guaranteed the freedom of speech. But then at the workplace, you have all these additional restrictions. You know what I mean? Should private tyrannies have the freedom to restrict your constitutionally guaranteed natural rights? Absolutely not. So, is this an internal contradiction within libertarianism or anarcho capitalism? To me, it seems like maybe it is, and maybe the solution to that, unless someone has a better solution, is a limited form of government. Certainly not the one we have operating right now. But I mean, the core question I want to get across here is, do you support the right of independent Muslim owned businesses to force their customers to wear burqas? If not, then I guess you support some kind of rule of law above and beyond the free market. So I guess I am not a purist anarcho-capitalist. I entertained those kind of notions for a while, but unless some kind of anarcho-capitalist can give me some kind of argument why the free market alone is sufficient to punish or whatever these Muslim owned businesses that would force their female customers to wear burqas, then I say we need some kind of state power, some kind of republic, some kind of rule of law to enforce individual rights. I'm aware of the contradictions in that. Believe me, I am well aware of the contradictions in a system that guarantees individual freedom by um, claiming the authority to limit human freedom, right? But it seems to me that there are internal contradictions, there are problems that arise in any system that we choose. So the question is like, which one of these problems are the most easily mitigated? Which set of problems are the least disagreeable, the most acceptable, the most tolerable, or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I really do believe government is a necessary evil. And my view is what it has always been. If government is a necessary evil, we're recognizing that government or state power is evil. And we're acknowledging that, of course, evil should be as limited as possible. We should have as little evil as is possible. And we should have as much, freedom as is possible. But this whole coronavirus mask mandate stuff has just really, it kind of exposed to me some of the internal contradictions, not only in the system that we have, but also in the system that I would probably defend and advocate. And it's kind of making me reevaluate some things. Um, I want a free world, and I don't want freedom from state power if that means submission to the tyranny of private corporations. Let me know what you think about some of these questions I've raised, and maybe I'll respond to some of the comments. But I'm on the road right now. I'm kind of traveling. I pretty much live on the road now. Um, that's why you notice I'm in a hotel room, and it's pretty cool, I guess. But let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.